my guitar. I tried really hard, I tried really far, but I have not tuned my guitar. I tried so hard this time. I was just there a second ago, fiddling with it and fiddling with it. But does it work? No. Does it work? No. Does it work? It doesn't. Hello, happy showery Sunday to you too. It's been raining all day, raining, and then it stops, and then it's sunny, and then it's not, and then it's grey, and then it's horrible, and then it's not happy. It's just wet. I avoided the Eggman this week. I don't know whether I told you last week about the fact the Eggman last week came to the door and he noticed there was a Labour. Hello, Philip. There's a Senedd election, which is the Welsh election, and the Labour Party came round the other week, and I said, I'm not sure about the Labour Party. You know, I was more of a fan of them in the past, and you know, I'll probably vote for you, but I don't know. You know, it's complicated. There's like 5 people standing, and the person that was at the door was the wife of the second person standing. And to be honest, I'm not sure that 2 people are going to get in, but I'm like, oh, I'm sure you'll be all right, and I'm sort of bucking them up. But I wasn't going to put this Labour leaflet in the window, but my dad picked it up. My dad's more of a Labour supporter than me, and must have thought, hey. So he sort of higgledy-piggledy put it in the window, and the person that comes and sells us fresh eggs, who bombarded me into selling, well, I didn't really want to buy eggs from him anyway. I'm not really an eggs fan. I don't eat eggs. I was a vegan for a little bit, nobody else in the family is though. So it's like, well, I suppose we've got to buy eggs, and the person that used to buy eggs was out, so he was like, do you want to buy my eggs? And I'm like, all right then, ages ago. So ever since, we haven't even eaten enough eggs to get through the eggs every week. So the eggs have been piling up. Piling and piling. Sometimes, like pancake day, I managed to get through quite a few, not all of them. So it was like, that was fine. So he comes to the door every Sunday, and the only person that's got any change is me, because I found a Doctor Who money box, and I was eking my way through it. Oops, and I used up most of the change. I tell you what though, I found another one, and I counted the money, and there's more money. So I do have enough to pay for the eggs now. But it was me that was paying for the eggs. They're slightly more expensive than the supermarket. So every week it'll be Sunday morning. Oh no, the Eggman's coming. Oh no, the Eggman's coming. Yeah, cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. And somebody said, you know, say those to him. He does look a bit like a walrus. Anyway, so he came every week, and he's said some weird things every now and then, but it's like, funny. I mean, he said stuff about, hey, Donald Trump is funny. I love Donald Trump. And I'm like, what, really? I thought he was, you know, didn't know, because people wind people up, so I wasn't really sure. And if you're a Donald Trump fan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry that I've offended you. But really, why? Anyway, so, hello, Erfingle. Hello, Paul. Paul? Who's Paul? Philip. There's nobody called Paul here. What am I talking about? Anyway. Every week he comes to the door, he says weird things, I'm all right. But this time he saw the Labour leaflet that was higgledy-piggledy that I hadn't put it in the window, and he said, no, reform please, not Labour. And I was like, I didn't put it there, and you know, I'm definitely not reform, mate. And we had a little bit of a back and forth discussion, and in the end he said, they're all the same anyway. I'm like, yeah, they probably are, whatever. And then he threw an egg box at me. It was an egg, and I was like, and it fell on the floor, and it turned out that it didn't have eggs in it, which is just as well, because I dropped it, because I don't have the best reflexes in the world. I'm never going to play professional rugby or whatever, even though I'm wearing a sort of rugby jersey here. I'm never going to do that, and I'm afraid of physical injury as well. And I'm very, very, very clumsy. So I dropped the egg box. I was like, and he's like, and I was like, it wasn't full. Anyway, I bought the eggs. He walked away. And then he said, Donald Trump needs to come over here and sort us out. And I'm like, I don't think so. Anyway, I said this to my mum, and she's like, I'm not having somebody like that selling us eggs. I'm like, I don't know what to do, because he comes to the door, he rings the bell, whatever. So, the person that originally got the eggs, that hadn't got the eggs, which is why we got the eggs, I saw her over the garden wall the other day when I was feeding the cat, and she said, oh, no, how's your mum, la la la, and we talked to him, and then I said, oh, by the way, the egg man, and I told her all the stuff about the egg. She's like, I don't want to buy the eggs from him anymore. I'm like, all right. And then I was like, what am I going to do? And everyone gave me tips and hints. Anyway, what I thought, rather than confront him, is just not talk to him. So I put up a little sign on the door, written in Sharpie, ironically, and I put it on saying, no eggs, thank you. Not no eggs this week, or no eggs, just no eggs, thank you. And I stuck it with double-sided sticky tape, sticky back plastic, on the door, just above the doorbell, and hoped that he could read, and just got on with my day and closed all the blinds and pretended we weren't in today. And fortunately, he didn't ring the bell and we didn't get eggs, so he must have seen the sign. And it didn't say, we will have some next week. It just said, no eggs, thank you. Anyway, no eggs today, no thank you. I don't want any eggs, I don't like them anyway. I don't like eggs, I mean, it's slightly better than the free range, I suppose, but there was one last week that had a little bit of weird stuff on it, and when I opened it, it was green, and that wasn't great. And to be honest, I'm not even a fan of eggs. I know they've got protein and stuff like that, but that one was green. I think I told you about it. It was green, and I was going to make a big omelette for my parents, so that wasn't great. And I didn't know what to do, and I looked it up, and it was something to do with what they eat, but I was wary of it. And to be honest now, we've got hundreds of eggs in the fridge, and I don't know what to do with them, so I'm sort of not really wanting to eat them, so I'm sort of put off them, because they're sort of fascisty eggs now, and they are possibly green, and maybe there are also cockerels in his farm, I don't know, and maybe there are chickens in our fridge, and they're gonna hatch, and I'm gonna have a whole chickeny fridge full of chickens, and I don't know, so that's gonna be unfortunate. Anyway, so we didn't get eggs today, yay! So I escaped from the Eggman. So that's what's been happening today. And I've been writing my Edinburgh show, and I've been going, oh, it's mostly videos with interstitial bits, and I've got a presentation. I don't want to pay for whatever it is, the thing that you use, the PowerPoint. I don't have that, so I'm using the free software, and that is sort of limited, and now I don't know what to do, and the videos don't really play properly, and I need to sort it out so that they do, because when I put them on, they just stay little, and I need to make them big, and also I need to write more, because it is a bit of a pig. It's not great at the moment, but I've got a structure. And I was like, 10 1-minute videos, too much for a 50-minute show. And everyone's like, yes, it's too much. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a problem then, because that means I have to write more. But I don't think it is, because if you put one, it's like, you know, Sesame Street, where they have the like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and yes, a stick of butter. You know, it's like, no, where she's walking down the street. A stick of butter, a pint of milk, or whatever, a quart of milk, or whatever it is she has. She has a stick of butter. I can't remember. But it's all remembering what you're going to get before you get to, and she's like, it's really fun. Anyway, that's not what my videos are like, but I'm trying to get that sort of, hey, here's a bit of my show, and this is an illustrative interstitial video, very short. Not more than I've picked the ones that are no more than a minute, so they're not long videos, but you will have seen these videos. These videos are videos that I have over the course. I've written plenty of material over the course of 20 years, count them, 20 years of videos, and so I can pick and choose. I've got a plethora, an embarrassment of riches, as it were. So I've got to just whittle it down and pick the ones that's like, they're not relevant, because it's about bettering yourself. It's called Better Be Best. So it's not really as I've said before, it is not a reference to Melania Trump, but I'm sure that I will make some sort of reference to her, if indeed she's still around then, and we don't know at the moment what happened this week. Who knows what's going to happen with that? So, 5 video. So, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not going to have 12 videos because it's too many. But anyway, because I have to cut it down. So because it's about self-help and help on the internet. So, the things that I'm going to have are things about dieting and making money and I say really, no, there's other things, bettering yourself. So you probably have seen the ones that I've made that are relevant to the actual subject. But I was trying to sneak things in that aren't relevant to the actual subject. Like, I like that video, I'll put it in. It's like, is that relevant? Does that make a point? Is that going to be useful? Probably not. So I might whittle that down. So it's like picking the ones that I want, because it's like, so I've got one Josephine one with that crypto bro, one with the blonde American that is telling you about making money and also conspiracy theories and that everything, it's sort of crypto archaeology. Everything's crypto. Nothing's true anymore. Is this really archaeology? No, it's crypto archaeology. Is this really the F word? No, it's crypto, the F word. It's just cryptocurrency, crypto fascism. Oh, I've said it now. I will probably be banned for saying that word. The most wordy word that you don't really want to say in public on social media if you don't want to be banned. But I've said it more than once. I've said it in relation to the election, relation to the Eggman, who is the walrus. Cuckoo. He's tiny little man. He's sort of redhead, weird sort of grey redhead. Like, I don't know whether he dyes it because he's quite old. He might dye it that colour, or it might be a toupee. I don't know. But he's tiny. He's shorter than me, and I'm not that tall. I'm just millimeters under 5'6". I'm going to say, for the purposes of I'm trying to lose weight. So when I put it into the little, how heavy am I? Am I that heavy? No. So I put 167 centimeters because that's not 5'6", but it's near enough. And that's, yeah. I'm not 5'5". I'm nearly 5'6", because I made that mistake before. Because ages ago there was a garden festival and they had a healthy heart and here we will weigh and measure you and see whether you're healthy for your height. And they measured me and said I was 5'5", and so I was overweight at that, and I was disgruntled, and I went a bit because I was quite young. I was like, no, it was the time between me leaving school and doing A-levels and going to university. And so I had that whole summer and I was like, no, I am fatter than I thought. I was happy with myself at the beginning, but then I was like, no, what shall I do? So what I did was I got an exercise bike and I was on the exercise bike all of that whole summer, and I ate nothing but turnips, not the Swede turnips, not rutabagas, you understand. It was the French turnips that were sort of white with a little purple on them, and I'd make turnip soup. I'd slice it up really, so it's more like radishes, really. Radishy turnips, that's what they're like. And I had nothing but clear soup and radishes all the summer, and I lost lots of weight, but that's not healthy, and I do not recommend that. That will not be my top tip. I might mention it, but that's not a top tip for anything. That's a bad idea. So this week I'm trying to be sensible. So I've been eating lots more food. So back in the day, you were like, you will eat 1,000 calories and that will be how much you want. And that was ridiculous, because all that happens there is you're very hungry and you're very hungry. And that's not good. So don't do that. So it's more sensible at my height and weight, because I'm a lot more than I was when I got measured for being overweight. So obviously, yes, I was like, oh no. And I also watched some videos that I made last year, and I went, oh no, I think this has been creeping for a while. I really need to be careful, because I can eat anything, I can eat what I want, and then you realise that you can't. And then the older you get, because I've had a birthday since last week. It is my birthday. So that's what happened last week. I got old and fat. All of a sudden. That's what happened. And so, yes, so that's fun. Not fun. Anyway, so I've been writing my show. being older and going, oh no. And I put some videos up. I didn't make videos for ages. I made 3 this week. 3! Because I was like, oh no, I'm bereft. So I was like working on my Edinburgh show, and I was working on the novels. Just this week. Yeah, I edited the novel, and I had a birthday, and I made 3 videos, and I wrote an Edinburgh show. It's been quite productive, really. And I had an argument with an Eggman. That was last week, but this week I avoided the Eggman. Said Eggman, gone away, haha. So, if you are an Eggman, I am sorry that I've offended you. And if you are a Trumpy man, I am sorry I've offended you. And if you're a Reform man, I am sorry I offended you. But I'm not really sorry, haha. Not really sorry at all. I'm an avoidant personality, so I usually avoid things for as long as possible. And that's how I do things. That's how I roll. I roll down the hill because I'm quite overweight now. No, I'm not as overweight as I have been in the past, because I got one of those apps, and I was like, oh, this has happened about the same time every year. It's like, it's my birthday. Oh no. Panic. And then I get on the treadmill. Not literally, sometimes literally, if I get a treadmill or exercise. I haven't got the exercise bike now because my father, when I was away, came and cleared out the cellar where it was and sold. Well, he paid somebody to take away all the junk. Now, what actually happened is they took away all the good stuff and left all the junk. So that was money well spent. So we didn't have the exercise bike that was useful and other things that were useful, but they did take away nothing else. They took away that. And then we still got all the crappy, rusty tools that were here when they moved here. When the people moved from this house, they left everything in the cellar and they left everything in the attic. Now, the attic was quite interesting because it was stuff that was there from way before they were even here. And there was a whole box of learning Italian books in the corner. So that was great. So, because I think there was somebody that was a teacher in some school that my father said, oh, I know her, I knew her. Anyway, she was a teacher and she had a whole box of Italian books that were here for years. So that was fun. Dennis Moore, exactly. Steal from the woman. You can actually eat lupins. That was actually a good thing that he did. You can eat lupins, they are a superfood. You can eat lupins, they are good in chocolate. And soupins, they are lupins. Lupins. The food of the future. Maybe that's what I will eat. Just lupins. I think you can get quite bad allergies from lupins if you are that way inclined. Other people can get allergies, but some people do well on them. Lupins are great. Lupins. Yes. La, 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 la. Give me a reference. I probably know what you're talking about. Yay! I've got a wide breadth of knowledge. I don't know everything, but I know a lot of things. I know things from this and that and the other. I know a lot of things. I know things that somebody else thinks are obscure. I know things that people think are a miracle cure. I know loads of things. I magically made such a worry because I'm at the age that it'll all fall out of my head, and I'll forget things and I'll go, no, I remember the days. But I remember everything. Like, I was talking to my brother yesterday, whose birthday it was, because his birthday is the same week as me. Not the same year, because that would be odd. We're twins. No, he's younger than me. But I said something about something I remember when I was. He's like, how do you remember the things when you were young? I don't remember anything from last week. I'm like, I remember everything. I do. For instance, I remember going to the nursery school for the very first time. I remember this today because there was a particular TV program that I was reminded of, and I was like, I remember going to the nursery school for the first time and saying to my mum, remind me that this is on. It's the last one in the series, and she came and got me from the nursery school, and I was like, oh no, you've ruined it now. I was making friends. And then I looked it up today, so I know exactly when it was. It was 7 days before my birthday. And I'm not telling you the year, but it was the 27th of March. 9 days before my birthday. 10 days before my birthday. 30 days after September, April, June, and November. All the rest are 31. 10 days before my birthday. So I was 3. I was only 3. I remember that. When I was 3. But that wasn't my first memory. I've told you about the time that I threw my teddy bear out the cot and it got burnt. I showed you that. That was part of my last year's show. I showed everybody that. My trauma. And the fact that I was abducted. Not a happy memory. When I was obviously less than 3 because we were living somewhere else. So I remember the day that somebody gave me poison berries, but I didn't eat them, but I told everyone that I had eaten them, and then we went away, and it was the last day I was in that particular place, but I was less than 4. I must have been 3. It was probably a couple of months before. Did we move already? Maybe it was the same time as the nursery. About the same time. So probably there's quite a lot of memories that are about the same time, but there's memories between the age of 2 and 3. I've got lots of them. I don't know about before that. So all of this must have happened when I was 3 years old, before I was 4. Anyway, but because my brother is 3 years younger than me. So he said his age yesterday. I was like, good Lord, is that how old you are? And I was like, obviously, because you're 3 years younger than me. That makes sense. Yeah, so he's 23, obviously. Yes, that's how old he is. Even though he's got a 20-year-old child. Giving away my age now. But am I? No, I'm aging backwards. Fool yourself. Fool yourself. I should just carry on with that, really. Sunscreen. That's, if you've watched, I was never young. That's the punchline. How do you walk in the sun? It's the most stilted dialogue ever. It was a 48-hour film project, so I had about 20 minutes while everyone was shouting at me going, you're going to do something. I'm like, la, here's the script. And they're like, you've written the script. I'm like, we're doing the script. Do the script. So, didn't have very long to make it. Well, how do you walk in the sun? Sunscreen. It's a secret of mine or something like that. Anyway, secret. But was it a documentary? Maybe it was. Vampire Lestat is starting soon. A man after my own heart. I like the Vampire Lestat. It is one thing that I love. I like a lot of things. Oh, another thing. Have you seen the videos of the new Cats that's on Broadway? Now, Cats... Whoops, I've got a tea here that I nearly knocked over with my guitar. Cats is not my favourite thing in the world. I think it's a very silly thing and it makes no sense at all. And Andrew Lloyd Webber is also... Andrew Lloyd Webber? Andrew Lloyd Webber. Oh, I'm giving away my my Dracula secrets here. Andrew Lloyd Webber. I'm a vampire, me. I'm a vampire, me. Andrew Lloyd Webber is not my favourite composer in the world. There's a lot of derivative things. You go, well, that sounds like that other thing. It's like, well, you've just ripped off that other tune. What are you doing? That sounds exactly the same. Andrew Lloyd Webber, what are you doing? But as somebody said, he'd written Joseph in his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat before the age of 19. So you've got to give that to him. Very clever, very good. Well done, Andrew Lloyd Webber. That is also a very strange thing. That hasn't really got much of a story, but it was written for a school, so, forgiven, really. Anyway, that being said, Cats, nonsense, basically. But I've seen all the videos of the Jellicle Ball, where they've got, the ballroom, and they've got the... and they're like, and then the death drops, and it's like, whoa! And there's a LaBeija. Have you seen Paris is Burning? They've got Gus LaBeija, who's the person that inherited the don't know whether you've seen Paris is Burning, but Vogue, I'm not doing the Vogue very well. Vogue. Anyway, Paris is Burning is fantastic. And also, if you've seen the Queen 1968 film about, it's on YouTube, I think, about a drag pageant, and there's a LaBeija in that as well. The Crystal LaBeija, is it? Anyway, can't remember. There's several LaBeijas, and this is anyway. He's in it, and also it's just really fantastic, and everyone's doing the dancing. It's like that makes sense because the whole thing about cats is like there's a load of cats dancing and singing about in an alleyway or something, trying to get into the great upwards in the sky thing, like trying to die, basically. It's like, whoa, the one that wins will get a prize of being dead and ascending to heaven. Ew, why would you want to do that? Anyway, it doesn't make any sense, and they're dancing about, and it's T.S. Eliot, and I don't think that was the theme of the cats, T.S. The Old Possum's Book of Wonderful Cats, whatever it is called. It's just a book about, cat poems. And it's being made into this bizarre thing that makes no sense. It's like, I saw the film and Ollie, shout out to Ollie, I was like, Ollie, you like cats, does this make it, is this any different? Have they just ruined it? And he's like, no, it doesn't make any sense in the first place, and it's like, whatever. But I think the stage musical is more appealing, but still makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. And the thing is, he used that as a template for, I think, Starlight Express. So Starlight Express has got the same nonsense, no story, what's going on? Hey, here's a train, here's another train. Whereas this is, here's a cat, here's another cat. Doesn't make any sense. But now this version, where it's got an actual purpose, and there's like the ballroom, and there's the categories, and they're just doing and there's actual guest judges, and it's like, wow, this is really good. This makes sense. I can see the point of that, and it was very moving, and people were singing songs that are normally just silly songs. It's like, what? That's really great. Anyway, I haven't seen much of it. I've just seen clips of it and videos about them talking about it. And I'm like, that looks fantastic. I would go and see that. Anyway, I was like, is it coming to Britain? I was like, ooh, that'd be exciting. I know it probably doesn't translate because In the Heights I saw in Britain, and the cast was good, but the cast wasn't probably as good as if it was on Broadway. And I haven't seen Hamilton. I haven't seen Hamilton in Britain. Get this right, I have seen the stage production of Hamilton because it's on Disney Plus. So I've seen that, and I've seen In the Heights the film and In the Heights live in London, right? So that translates, and that's fine. You can just about get away with that. Yes, I can see why it may not work in Britain, because culturally there's differences and maybe people wouldn't get the references. There is, however, a Cats. Apparently, there's still Cats is in Britain, and there's a special production of Cats at the Regent's Park Theatre. I'm like, oh, is it the one? And I saw a video about someone going, and we've got new costumes. I'm like, oh, and then I realised it's just the same old Cats with just different costumes on. I'm not interested in that. I'm sure it's great, and I wish break a leg to all the people in it and that, but I don't like that. I want to see the actual thing. Why can't we have nice things? So that looks good. So what was my point? I don't know what my point is. That's what I've been watching mostly. The videos of Cats, the Jellicle Ball, going, wow. The only time I keep seeing, there's like the curtain call, and they're doing this, like the curtain calls. Them just walking down this catwalk and just doing the cat, and then they're singing the Jellicle Ball at the end. I'm like, yay, go for it. And there's all these comments, people going, that's not my cats. Why aren't they dressed as cats? I don't like that. Why are they doing that? Where's the songs? It's the curtain call. You're not going to do the main songs. They have got the main songs. The real songs are there. So if you like the songs are still there. They're not dressed as cats. But to be honest, the costumes, they're dressed as cats. It's like, I could do better than that. I have done better than that. My brother played a teddy bear with, I think, Sarah Dare and him. Sarah Dare was the daughter of the local, the doctor. So Dr. Dare's daughter, Sarah, and my brother dressed up as teddy bears. And it was so cute when they were tiny. And they did me and my teddy bear, and they danced about. And it was so good. But that teddy bear, I think I've got a picture of myself in the hat somewhere. I put it on Instagram with a hat, the teddy bear hat, because it's quite a big one. The teddy bear with the ears. Now that is about the level, I think, of the cat's costumes that I've seen in the professional stage production of Cats. It's like, I've just put a little bit of fake fur on the back of a leotard. I am sorry, but I'm not impressed. That doesn't impress me much. That do not impress me much. But the costumes in this were fantastic. They were fabulous. So nobody's talking to me. Everyone's gone quiet because you're like, why are you going on about cats? Cats, cats, cats. Cats, cats, cats. Magical Mr. Mistopheles. Oh, yes. What about him? Oh, yes. Yes, yes. How do you know you're not a cat dressed as a human? I don't. That's a very good point. We might all be cats dressed as humans. Yeah, Mr. Mistopheles is in this production, and there's this guy with like really long hair and this massive headdress, and it's like, what? That looks good. And Cavity has got a red bob and a sort of orange costume. Looks good. I would go and see it. But it's in Broadway, and to be honest, I don't think I'm going to America anytime soon. I don't think anybody should be. I'm a bit scared. Last time I went to America was 10 years ago? 11 years ago. No. 10 years ago? 11 years ago. I don't know. 11 years ago I went to America, and that's the last time. That was fun. That was good. Yay, that was good. And yeah, I remember crossing the Brooklyn Bridge and going, whoa, and taking pictures out of the taxi. Ooh, that was fun. Anyway, I was only there for like 3 days. Blessed Sunday to you, yes. I don't go, it's like, I'm going places. I'm going places for about a day. Like, I'm going to Edinburgh for a day. I have to travel in the morning in May. And then I get there in the middle of the day, and then I come back the next day. I was like, oh, is that worth it? Well, it's going to happen. I have to get up really early in the morning, and I booked a taxi, and it was really hard to book a taxi. It's like, they're not really used to, I tried to book a taxi, and I tried through an app, because a local taxi firm says, no, they're not that taxi firm. They're something else, which is connected to an app, which is an international app. So a local taxi firm with a local number, the app did not recognise the name of my street, and at all, it wouldn't let me put my actual address in at all. And I tried Uber, and it didn't either. I tried various different things, and nothing would let me in. And then I tried Yelp. What is it? Yelp? Yeah. And anyway, I tried what used to be the yellow pages, and you put in a little message to the local business, and it wouldn't let me put my address in there either, because it said, no profanities, please. I'm like, no profanities? What have I said that's a profanity? Then I realised it was my address. My address, which I'm not going to go into, my address is a profanity, apparently. So I wrote a message saying, I can't say what my address is. I would like a taxi. But I can't see what my address is. You have to look it up on Google Map. Here's the postcode. And they didn't get back to me at all. So in the end, I found somewhere and I wrote a message, and they did recognise my address. So I put my address in and I booked it. But it's a month ahead of time, and it's at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know whether by then they'll have forgotten about it. And if they don't come to pick me up, then there's absolutely no way for me to get to the train station in time, because the buses don't run that early, and I can't get there. Like, and it's quite a long way from, I'd have to take 2 buses, and the buses, even if one of the buses ran, and the other doesn't, and I ran really, really fast, I might get to the train station, but it's quite a long way from the bus stop. So it's hard. So, hey, Yelp, Yelp, Yelp. Yelp, 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 didn't recognise my address. It went, no, or I went, help, help, help. Oh, Yelp, 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 do you think that my address is a profanity? Oh, the world has gone mad today. It's gone really, really, really mad today, where my address is a blasphemy, a profanity. I mean, it is. I recognise why, because there's several things in my address that if you say it, you can make it sound really, really, really dirty. Every single bit of it is horribly rude. But it's not my fault, is it? Not my fault if I've got a very rude address. It's not. Anyway, I will leave you. I've been going for 38 minutes. Well, this is proof that I can do an Edinburgh show for 50 minutes, because that's not much longer than this. I don't know whether any of it's funny. I'm going to funny it up. So I've got quite a lot of material as well. I've got 3 or 4,000 words and 10 minutes of video, which I think when you're looking, how long do I need for a 50-minute show? Like, this is how many words. I've got enough of that. But have I really? Because I've got to make it funny too, but I've got the structure. So I've got a few months I can work on it. I'm sure it'll be fine. The people watching the first 2 shows might have to put up with a lot where I'm going, I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to call my first 2 shows previews. So the preview on the 8th and the 9th, they're previews. And anyone that doesn't like it can have their money back. It's a free show, so that's fine. You can give me money if you want, but you don't have to. So it doesn't mean that you're not going to get your money back, because you just don't have to give me anything in the first place. So that's a win-win situation for you. I'm going to prefer it if you donated. That would be nice. And then I've got something to put in my tax form next, because the taxes have come up. I'm like, what have I got this year? And they go, have you earned this much this year? And I go, not really, no. And they go, well, you don't have to keep doing it. Stop filling in your tax form. You don't earn anything. You don't earn enough for your tax. I go, I live in hope. So this year I've earned slightly more. So I think when I fill it in, I might just be in the bracket where I'm like, oh, okay. I'd rather not pay tax, but I suppose that's something. But next year, that would be quite nice if I had enough to even think about it a little bit more and go, well, I don't want to pay tax. I don't have to pay tax, but at least it was nearly there. Nearly there. I almost paid tax. I almost had enough. Wow. Go me. Yay. So that would be great. I got an American tax form. It's like, whoa, you earn nothing again in America. So most years, I earn more in America than I do in Britain. But this year, I don't know. I did earn a little bit in Britain. Maybe it balances out. Anyway, I will see you next week. Have a lovely week. Thank you once again. Thank you once again to you. Have a good week. Break a leg. I hope I break a leg. It's not until August. I've got months to work on it. But I always say that, and then I go, and have to panic at the last minute. So yeah. So see you next week. Bye-bye.